Hello everybody! Today we're gonna bring you a dish from the UK. It's called I'm here with my editor Tatai.
Hi!
And my co-host Julio.
What's up?
Today we're gonna be bringing you a dish from the UK called Bangers and Mash. Dang, bing 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 bing. But first, how is it made? And where does it come from? Ooh. So we're gonna answer that question soon enough. So, bangers and mash is a common British dish consisting of sausages or bangers and mashed potatoes mash. It is actually traditionally served with onion gravy. Bangers and mash originated during World War I when meat sausages resulted in sausage being made with a number of fillers, notably water, that caused them to explode when cooked. The sausages may be pork, beef, or lamb, but one of the most traditional meat sticks is Cumberland sausage, a cold pork sausage from northwestern England. Today bangers and mash is a staple of the country's overall cuisine and is a popular pub dish. And now the history of the UK. On to Lucas. Take it away.
Thank you for having me on this podcast today. Now I will explain the history of the UK. The UK was a country that goes way back to the era of the Romans. After the Romans invaded England and the Norse tribes went and settled in Scotland. While England was in Reformation, Vikings came to Norman French to immerse themselves with the culture, creating Anglo-Norman. Now, as this one king, Charles, the father of the future king of England, William the Conqueror, had many successors and heirs. And when he died, there went a war against England, or the Beef of Hastings. The Beef of Hastings consisted on King Charles' brother-in-law, who aimed to be king, the Prince of Norway, who thought that he could rule the United Kingdom, and William the Conqueror, also known as an illegitimate child by King Charles from Norman French. So William the Conqueror was able to take over England, and after many dynasties, we go into one of the wars called the Wars of the Roses, or the war based on Game of Thrones. Before we get into the War of Roses, after the Beef of Hastings, the English language was made from the Anglo-Saxon, Anglo-Norman, and the Norse tribes. Thus saying Cool Whip, known as a term, was used multiple times, which was saying something else. While more and more words were made, such as beef, pork, and mutton, and also a fun fact: this was the time when swear words were created. Now we go back to the War of the Roses, which was a war which split England in half. It declared war on the House of Stuart, or the King of Scotland. After that, Henry's heirs, Edward, died at an early age. Mary decided to bring back the Catholic Church, and Elizabeth decided to bring back the Protestant Church. But after they didn't give birth to any heir, it was brought back to the new House of Stuart with James VI of Scotland. Now, the House of Stuart went really well for a while, with not only with having many, which was the rise of poetry, but more on colonialism. Colonialism happened when the English started the 7-Year War, which was against the French. England has allied with Prussia, also known as Germany, and started to take more territories in the Americas. But since England lost all of its money, they decided to tax the colonies, which started the American Revolution, which was led by several American leaders who decided to remove the English from their ruler, which decided England down. But now we go to another new era, which was the French Revolution. The French Revolution, like mentioned in a previous episode, started a war against France and the empires of Europe. Now, France and England declared a lot of war, but since of France's influence after the Napoleonic Wars, England changed to the metric system. And now we go to modern time, or the House of Windsor. The House of Windsor had a lot of exploiting colonialism, death, and the cause of racism around the world. Now, since England had the British Empire had the largest empire in the entire world, it started since of wanting more, World War One started. Not because of Britain, just because of wanting more. And after World War One, Britain was in complete chaos. Then World War Two, which Britain also was in the Allies fighting against the Germans. And in the 50s, Britain lost a lot of colonies. It was known as the empire where the sun never set because naturally the sun would never set anywhere since there's territories around the world. But now, it was the end. After Hong Kong was given back to China because Britain attained Hong Kong from the Opium Wars, which exploited many Chinese citizens, and lost many territories to India, causing Pakistan and India's military and nuclear conflict. It is safe to say that England has impacted the world so much on the colonial scale. Fun fact, the UK flag came from the combination of all the flags based on the Union Jack, because it got Scotland's blue and white, England's Red Cross, and I don't really see Wales and Northern Ireland get part in it, but yeah.
So how do you make the unauthentic British dish called bangers and mash that Brits love so much? Well, you need 1/2 tablespoon olive oil, 8 sausage of choice, 1 large onion, 2 garlic cloves, 3 tablespoon flour, 2 cups beef stock, and to serve mashed potatoes and peas. Here we go. First, heat oil in a large skillet, fry pan over medium heat. Add sausage and cook, turning until brown as much as possible. All over and cook through. Cook time will differ depending on sausage size. Mine take around 8 minutes. Remove sausage onto a plate. Turn heat down to medium. You need around 2 tablespoons olive oil left in the skillet. If you have much less, add a bit of butter or oil. Add onion and garlic. Cook until golden brown around 4 minutes. Add flour and mix through. Add about 3/4 cups of beef broth and mix into the onion so it becomes a sludge. Then add remaining beef broth and mix until combined. Simmer stirring until the gravy thickens, but it's slightly tinier than you want. It will thicken as you serve it. Season with pepper and salt. Now here's our co-host and musician Julio.
Here is some British classical music.
This is authentic British classical music made by great British composers. What do you like about this?
I like how it's calming by using the violin and many other instruments.
Yeah.
Also the bass. Wait.
And now, on to the final picture. Serve sausage with plenty of gravy with mashed potatoes, peas on the side. Low carb option, creamy cauliflower mash. Now, we will be going to the end of this podcast.
Bye. Goodbye.
Bye. I hope you enjoyed this podcast and catch you again in the next podcast.
I hope you enjoyed this episode and you stay tuned for more. And now, as we end, we will do the British National Anthem.